Hello. Today we'll be discussing our vision for GNB to build better relationships through digital transformation. My name is Aura, and other members of my team are Shahini and Shreya in order of appearance. We'll begin by summarizing our presentation, and then we'll analyze the case, give our recommendations, let you see the budget we've arrived at, talk about the risks and controls, and then we'll conclude our presentation. GNB's One Digital Bank program seeks to provide standardization in operations across the globe. We recommend the implementation of a CRM platform, cloud technology, and artificial intelligence to help with digitalization and standardization. We offer a 5-step approach over the next 3 years for the transition to the solutions that we are recommending. Part of EY's value proposition is the EY Impresto platform, along with the expertise of our senior leaders who will be part of this project. Here's a SWOT analysis of GNB. Some of the strengths include that GNB is currently among the top 5 banks globally in terms of assets and customers. GNB is present in 83 countries and has over 10,000 offices globally. Some weaknesses include non-standardized approach across operations, and there's no unified mechanism to ensure regulatory compliance. Some opportunities we foresee are the digitalization of GNB processes to increase the customer base, and also enhance customer experience through CRM. Lastly, some threats include that competitors have online services and also the fast-changing market trends. A problem GNB currently has is that different customers have different experiences depending on the location they go to or the time of the day, and this has left customers dissatisfied. Our recommendation is that GNB should adopt a CRM software. This would digitalize operations and standardize experiences. Now, why customer relationship management? Sales, marketing, and customer service functions can be integrated into one platform to give a 360-degree view of the customers. CRM can help with segmented marketing that will facilitate cross-selling. Additionally, for sales, it can help with lead generation. CRM helps with increased productivity as workflows can be automated. Additionally, customer service representatives can streamline and speed up communication. This helps save time. CRM helps with customer retention as GNB services become more personalized. Think about it. Wouldn't you want to remain the customer of a bank who sends you a happy birthday message, and when you're close to the retirement age, prompts you to set up a retirement account? I know I would. Another advantage of CRM is the capability of CRM to generate reports that can help executives be less instinct-driven when it comes to decisions and more data-driven when it comes to decisions. Analysis of big data has been found by Business Application Research Center to increase revenue by 8% and reduce costs by 10%. Lastly, implementing a CRM gives high return on investment. I don't know about you, but earning close to $8 in profit for every dollar spent is something I would run towards. Shahini, please walk us through the other recommendations.
Thank you, Ori. Now we'll address the next problem, that is lack of standardization and digitalization of operations throughout the globe. We recommend using cloud for that. This would help to achieve same processes, technology, and experience across the globe. But why are we suggesting cloud? Firstly, it reduces the infrastructure cost. As you don't need actual servers and storages, the overall cost and the maintenance cost associated with it goes down significantly. Forbes predicted that nearly 25% of the infrastructure cost can be reduced. If we look at some example, Bank of America, for example, has taken down the infrastructure cost by 2.1 billion. We estimate that GNB can do the same of reducing its infrastructure cost by 5 to 10 billion in the next 3 years. The next advantage is availability of modern development platforms on cloud. GNB can develop several standard applications, including their own net banking app. For example, that banking app can actually have features like a referral system, which can once again reduce the customer acquisition cost in return. And also, it can develop several other applications which can be useful. The third is heightened security. PwC's 19th annual Global CEO survey claimed that 69% of the financial services CEO were actually concerned about the security and cyber threat. And of course, who wouldn't, being in this era? So, cloud environment provides higher security as compared to the legacy infrastructure of mainframes and other servers. The next one is highly scalable data analytics capabilities. It will help GNB analyze data from all around the globe and not just a particular place. And since it's done completely by the computers, it will help to form a strategy that can be implemented worldwide. And the last one is shift in spending paradigm. So GNB can shift its IT spending from the CAPEX model to the OPEX model. So they don't need to have a capital expenditure. Rather, they will only pay for what they are using, how much of cloud they are using. Now, moving on to the next slide. The next problem which we are addressing is generating an optimal operating model across customer experience and technology. Recommendation, we are recommending artificial intelligence to GNB, which can harness the cognitive power to come up with predictive analytics and also determine the optimal model. Now, why are we suggesting AI? Firstly, most importantly, it can easily predict the trends and futures. Basically, we need to know what's the current trend, what's the future trend, and how the market is reacting. For that, AI is of great help. This will help GNB to actually form a strategy by analyzing the data of the market and own GNB's data. The next is efficient and effective decision making. GNB can make effective decisions based on the results provided by AI after analyzing the past behavior of the company. It's really not possible for a person or any person around the globe to go through the entire data of the company. So when AI comes in, it can actually go through entire past behavior of the company and form a suitable decision. Basically, it can help in making the decision. The third is process automation. This will actually help GNB have less error-filled data, which can lead to more accurate decisions. Fourth point is basically it saves cost. As you can see, financial brand states that traditional financial institutes can cut 22% in cost by 2030. As you can see, the number actually projects up to 1 trillion of savings, which is huge, I feel. And the last one, as you can see, my friend Ori also spoke in the threads, like having competition in the market. So with the help of AI, GNB can have healthy competition in the market because 32% of the financial service providers are already using AI. Major big brands like Bank of America and other banks, they are actually using AI for coming up with strategic decisions and for the data analysis. Moving on to the next slide. So for the timeline, we have used a 5-step approach, which is usually used by E&Y. And this comprises of collect, diagnose, design, deliver, and sustain. We have broken the entire timeline into these 5 phases. As you can see, we have approximately come up with the numbers of how long these phases can be, though these are not absolutely accurate, but these are the approximate numbers. The collect phase talks about understanding the problem and gathering the requirement, like what's the problem with GNB. The next is the diagnose. This talks about forming one global digitalization strategy and not strategy different for every country. It should have one digitalization strategy. And then it can float the RFP for choosing the CRM, cloud, and AI vendors as we have recommended. The next comes the design phase, where you can customize your technology as per your strategy. So just because you're choosing cloud, you don't have to use it overall. You can customize it according to your own needs. The fourth step is the deliver. This is, I believe, is probably the most important part, where you are actually migrating to cloud and implementing the CRM and AI softwares as recommended. And the last step, which is sustain. Just choosing the technology and applying it doesn't make it successful. You have to see whether it's really being successful after application as well. So you have to continue using it and see how successful it is in attaining the World Global Digitalization Standard. So moving on to the next slide, I'll pass on to my friend Shreya for talking about the budget.
Hi everyone. So just to quickly take you through the budget, our budget is divided up into four main components. It talks about the costs referring to CRM implementation, the cloud cost, the AI cost, and the resourcing cost. Our total project budget estimated at this point is $612 million. For a detailed calculation of all the budget costs, you can refer to our slides in the appendix. In the next slide, we will cover some of the project risks that we foresee. The risks we have divided up into three main categories. The first talks about data security risks. These are risks to the actual data held by the bank in terms of data breaches, payment frauds, identity theft, and scams and phishing. Our recommendation to mitigate these risks is enforcement of measures like biometrics and KYC, strict data privacy protocols, encryption algorithms, multi-factor authentications, and raising security among bank employees as well as customers to ensure the maximum level of security in conducting transactions. The next set of risks talks about regulations and legal compliance. Banking and financial services being a heavily regulated sector, we need to ensure the utmost adherence to rules that about financial compliance and legal policies. To control these risks or mitigate these risks, we recommend standardized reporting of accounts, periodic internal and external audits, well-framed data privacy policy, transparent reporting of accountings and finances to stakeholders, and a structured legal and compliant team in place to ensure that we are meeting the legal and regulatory standards. The last set of risks talks about the financial risks. This includes risks possibly occurring due to credit default, financial fraud, or debt lending. To mitigate these risks, we recommend conducting due diligence for all outsourcing initiatives. This includes talking to vendors who we hire in terms of adhering to our policies and working along our limitations. We also recommend stringent background checks on credit lending to reduce the credit defaults, and also I recommend including leveraging of blockchain technology and multi-step authentication to ensure maximum security. Next slide, please. In this slide, we'll talk about why you should choose Ernst & Young to be your project partner. Talking about our experience, we come to the table with experience in helping some of the largest global banking corporations go digital. Our platform-based approach ensures that you have a platform that ensures a lot of consistency, standardized processes, and helps you build innovative products and services for customers. A platform-based infrastructure would help manage the secure exchange of data, oversee the right authentication and authorization of processes, and ensure compliance with relevant regulations. In line with this, we also propose deploying our EY Impresto platform, which is a mobile-first AI-optimized tool for addressing some of the biggest challenges that banks are currently facing. One of the biggest advantages of the Impresto platform is its architecture agnostic, which means it can be deployed in any bank having any kind of architecture. Our team brings to the table a mix of senior leadership and consultants having experience across the lines in various domains, who will help provide the right amount of oversight from the initiation of the project to its implementation. We also provide post-implementation support should GNB choose to request it. Our project deliverables consist of the list that you see on the slide, which is the CRM platform bid assessment when we roll out RFPs to vendors, project metrics and KPIs that we will monitor and track throughout the project, and all the relevant project documentation to help keep the project processes in order. This is over and above the consulting services that we will be providing as the EY team. Next slide, please. In conclusion, we infer that a digital transformation will enable GNB to move forward towards a more compliant, secure, and digitally enabled operating model. This will make for enhanced customer experience along with highly streamlined processes which can be monitored and tracked at all times. Deploying cloud and CRM as part of our proposed solution will help GNB gain a competitive edge in terms of having a futuristic approach to customer demands and keeping its operational agility in line with the changing market and customer needs. Our EY team will leverage their expertise to align GNB's project goals with a structured strategy and implementation plan, putting GNB to the forefront as a digital leader in the banking and financial services sector space. Thank you for your time today. Our slide on FAQs talks about some of the main questions that you may have, and you can refer to our appendix slides for responses on these questions. Thank you.